So this is the third time I'm doing this. I finally figured out there is no music because I did not have my microphone turned on. Technology, it'll you either love it or hate it, but you can't ignore it. So this week we're going to go through personal and social development. This is adding on what we learned about last semester or last week with the cognitive versus the social development and how that impacts brain development. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the environmental and genetic factors that influence personal and social development. What is the interplay between those two areas and how does that develop your personality? I do have a Q&A here. One thing I would like to remind you of is that please post your questions in the Q&A. This is because, not because I don't want to answer you. I don't have no problem with you emailing me, but if you put one question in the Q&A, then I don't have to respond, to three or four different people because the question's already been asked. So think about this as a classroom. If you ask, if you send a message and an email or a message, and then four other people do, then I'm obligated by netiquette to go in and respond to each one of those four people. However, if you post a question, I can just type out one time the answer to the question. I also want to thank you for all of the help all of you are giving me in pointing out when things aren't working out right away. So those of you who are popping into that module on Sunday nights or Monday nights, thank you so very, very much. This is, all my online classes are developed because of the students. It's the only way to do it because you've got to work together here. So, um, also, I'm trying to learn Canvas at the same time that I'm developing the course for the first time for online learning. So it is what it is. Not complaining. I love doing what I do. This is one of the best jobs in the world is teaching. So, you know, unless you're teaching 5-year-olds, because I have a story about this. I'm not even going to it. Anyway, um, so what are the physical influences on personality? There's a video here. Again, I'm still learning the dynamics, so it does kind of square out here, but I put a lot of effort into these videos last night, so please take a watch. As my son, I'll go look at the analytics to see how many people watch the video, and my husband and my son are like, "Don't do it, don't do it," and then I get so disappointed because I go, "There's 28 people in the class, there's only 8 views, and there's probably 4 people watching it twice." So please go in and watch videos. I put a lot of information here, and that helps. This introductory is key because I'm giving you information you need to get your assignments done this week. The Big Five personality. So we've got 2 inventories we're going to look at, so you can kind of learn about yourself a little bit in terms of teaching. The Big Five personality, as you're going to read about in your textbook, is it's the big, you see trends. So this Big Five personality is very trending right now in terms of understanding personalities. It's just a remake of old things, but it makes it fun. I made 2 slide decks in the Deepen Your Thinking. So the slide decks, it's just another word for PowerPoint that's getting a buzzword. You'll hear slide decks all the time, especially if you're using Google Slides. What you can do is if you want to see my notes. So the reason why they're slide decks and is because I have not had a chance to actually create the lectures for these because I do run out of time. It is very time consuming to create an online lecture unless I do it in a synchronous session, which I might do next week. So hold out for um, look out for an announcement. But in the slide deck, what you can do is you can open it up full screen, and then you can click on the notes to see if there's any notes in the slide, because some of them I do have notes. Maybe not this one as much as the other one. It actually views better if you put it in full screen. So that's that. And then you have this week, you have a quiz, but the biggest thing is going to be your article analysis this week. So what you are doing with your article analysis is you are going to be reading these instructions. I'm asking you to write a 1 to 2 page paper, but you are going to be using the article that you chose 2 weeks ago. So you will need to reread that article, and then you will need to take better notes, look at the video I sent out, and then, Henry, give me that. Thank you. Sorry about that. So what you'll need to do is, and you wouldn't have had that moment. I'm going to just leave it in here because that moment is why I don't do these videos on Tuesday. Your paper needs to be no longer than 2 pages, and it needs to be in APA formatting. If I did not get a chance to do a video for it, I did go through a Microsoft Word that I invited you to on how to do APA formatting in Word. What I will suggest that you do is that you use the Word template and just put in APA. It will be in the 6th edition because we're transitioning now to the 7th edition in APA, but it'll give you an idea. The other place that you can go is OWL. Purdue OWL has a lot of resources, and they've actually converted to 7th edition, so that'll help. Here's a link to those articles that you chose last week. And then there's also some analysis videos I'm going to pop in there. So have a great day and have a good week. Bye.